Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on this very special live edition of the DNA Sports Recap. Pre-show cheers. Cheers to you.
Cheers
and
to
cheers
you.
to you. Good old monkey shoulder, man.
Oh yeah,
Tried and true.
so consistent, man.
For all you DNA OGs out there, this is our tried and true whiskey that we've been practically drinking almost every week. We did polish off that Highland Park 12 back there.
That one went pretty quick.
Yeah, so
It was a nice bottle, though.
It was good. Definitely was good. So yeah, we seem to be Scotch guys.
Absolutely.
A lot lately, so that's pretty cool. Well, once again, folks, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on today's episode. We're going to be discussing in college football. We're going to be recapping Pac-12 Media Day. We're also going to talk a little bit about the NBA. Jaylen Brown is the richest player in the NBA
for now.
Very good point. We're also going to touch base on Bronny James and the update on his situation there. A very sad situation that happened out there at USC practice facility. We'll touch on that a little bit. We're not doctors, so we're not going to dive into it too much, but we're definitely going to talk about what we know about it. And we're also going to have a little bit about conversation about the MLB trade deadline. Of course, there's only really one name worth talking about, which would be Shohei Ohtani. Do we think he's going to be traded? Where do we think he's going to go? And all that as well. And for the first time on this show, by the way, we're actually going to be discussing a little bit of Major League Soccer. Who is the hottest team in Major League Soccer right now?
Tune in to find out.
That's right. All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ. And this is the DNA Sports Recap.
Roll the intro.
After the live feed.
How's
it going, AJ?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Been a crazy week for me. How about you?
Oh, yeah. It's been a good week. It flew by, actually. It feels like we were just here.
Literally like we were just here, dude.
Yeah.
It went quick.
Did go by quick. But that's perfectly fine. A lot of good stuff happened over this week. So let's go ahead and recap that. Let's start with Pac-12 Media Day. So the Utes come back a couple days ago from being the two-time conference champions. What's your first thought on Pac-12 Media Day?
So, I mean, Pac-12 Media Day was headlined with college football superstars, dude, which is just, I mean, the amount of talent in the Pac-12 this year, I mean, quarterback standpoint, however you want to look at it, is just insane. I mean, you've got, at Pac-12 Media Day, you've got Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Cam Rising, Michael Penix Jr. These are big name quarterbacks. All of them showed up and reported to talk about, all the stuff that's going to happen this season for them.
Yeah, no, it was insane. It was great to watch. I don't know how much of, did you catch Coach Whittingham's interview at all?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah, I love it. It's great to be on top,
Yeah.
It definitely didn't feel like it though. Like if you watched a lot of the interviews, Utah definitely had kind of a humble aspect of being there still.
Every year, dude.
They still, I mean, they're two-time conference champions. They're looking to try and do a repeat, which we'll get into a little bit, a three-peat.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into that a little bit later, but there definitely wasn't any of that kind of bravado amongst the people that were there from the University of Utah.
No, I mean, the Utes are absolutely getting overlooked once again. The health of Cam Rising is a question.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, can this Utah football team keep performing at the level they have with all of this high-end talent that's in the Pac-12? I mean, yet to see, but they did lead the way with 6 all Pac-12 first team selections, in the pre-conference. So
yeah, let's jump into that a little bit. Let's talk about, do you feel that Cam was snubbed on not making the preseason all conference?
No, not really.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah, no. I love Cam, and I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. But when you have Caleb Williams and Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix, did Bo Nix get snubbed?
No, those were the first. Those are 3 out of the 5 best quarterbacks in all of college football.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can make an argument for the top 3 to make the top 5 pretty much anywhere in college football. So
yep.
I don't think he was snubbed. I can understand the arguments over Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix was a little bit more efficient in a passing game than Cam was, but I mean, you got Michael Penix, who led the league in passing last year, like as far as passing yards, and then you have Caleb Williams, obviously the Heisman winner. So yeah, love you, Cam, but you didn't have a chance on this one. No. So what was your biggest takeaway from Pac-12 Media Day?
I mean, I thought I watched a ton of the interviews and stuff, and I mean, the thing that I liked the most about it was, I mean, I just love watching the interviews of some of these like high end quarterbacks, and I don't know if I had like a real takeaway. Like, I think the Utes are going to be ridiculously underrated this year. I think they have a much better chance to three-peat than most people are actually giving them credit for. Everyone's saying USC is gonna run it and make the college playoff, and obviously Oregon's always a super talented team that's got a shot. And I mean, it's not just me being a hometown guy, but like, I think the Utes legitimately are returning one of the best teams in the conference.
Continuity, huge.
They've got a ton of continuity. They've got, talent all over the roster. And I think they got a chance to win it all again. So there's some big time games this year.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I do think it did kind of fall in their lap a little bit last year. I mean, you can argue that if things didn't actually break their way, like there was literally four things that had to break their way in order for them to even make it to the Pac-12 championship game, and it just happened to do it. And they made the most of it. You got to give them credit. They did win the conference.
They took care of business.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that's probably what they're thinking of. Is just,
not to mention they had to beat a really talented USC team for the second time last year.
Yes.
So
yes.
I mean, if there's anybody that's got any comments, what I mean,
I'd
love to hear them.
Let us know in the comments down below. Absolutely. What were your takeaways of Pac-12 Media Day? I'll tell you my biggest takeaway. So we had three people there for the University of Utah. We obviously had Coach Witt, right? You had Cam Rising, but Cole Bishop was also there.
Yep.
One thing I learned about Cole Bishop is he's actually a better golfer than me.
No way.
Yeah, I heard on the one of the interviews that he recently shot at 91. So, which is more than better than I've been able to ever do.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
So good job there, Cole. You're much better.
What a stud, dude.
Much better.
Yeah.
For than me. Come on, man. Handsome, freaking college football player, and you're a better golfer. Leave something for the rest of us.
Yeah,
seriously.
just anything.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But there was 6 first teams for all conference for Utah, 8 total. We had 2 others in second team, none in the third team. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Good representation for the Utes in the preseason all conference.
Yep.
So quite interesting. Yep.
Pretty good. And I mean, dude, there's some huge games coming up in the Pac-12 conference this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, October 14th, Oregon at Washington. I mean, that's a huge matchup between Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. I mean, if you're just going quarterback matchups, I mean, you can go all the way down the row. October 21st, Utah at USC. October 28th, Oregon at Utah. November 4th, Washington at USC. Huge games, dude. These are huge games. And then November 11th is a huge day. USC at Oregon and Utah at Washington.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's some massive quarterback matchups that are coming in the conference. This is going to be such a fun year to watch Pac-12 football.
Absolutely. It's also the swan song for USC and UCLA. They're going to be the last time they're in the conference.
Yep.
So that's kind of a big deal. It's also the first time we have Coach Prime in conference. We're going to see how he's going to do.
We'll see.
In Colorado. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, I thought that was all interesting. Did you catch the FanDuel rating? The FanDuel rating came out for the Pac-12. They had the Utes finishing 3rd.
I believe it. The Utes thrive in that, man. This is what they want. They don't want anybody to tell them they're going to win the conference.
Guess not. Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Yeah,
it's usually
every year,
like to be. I mean, I was so annoyed with that. I actually can't tell you who's first and second. When I saw Utes were 3rd, I'm like, okay.
Almost guaranteed it's USC and Oregon.
Probably.
They're 2 of the most talented teams top to bottom in the conference every single year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. When camp breaks. It is as at the time of recording or the time of filming, 35 days from college football.
Dude, I'm so excited.
So, yeah,
I can't even sit still in this chair. I'm so excited for college football to start.
You be careful. These chairs are a little janky on the.
Hey, I got so much faith in these chairs right now, dude.
Yeah, I already had to fix one of them.
I know.
All right, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Also, look out for our other video that we capped Big 12 as well. That should be coming out shortly. So we'll have that coming to you as well. So, but yeah. Coming up next there, let's go ahead and keep this thing moving forward there. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA. Let's move to the news that just broke today. I believe it was today.
Definitely today.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics just became the richest. Is that AAV? I think it's AAV, right?
Yeah.
305 million over the next 5 years. Is that what was that?
304 over the next 5. Yep.
304 the next 5.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fat contract, man.
I mean, I just don't. I think Jaylen Brown's a fantastic player, but you're going to pay this dude $69.1 million in the 5th year on this contract.
A very nice 69 million.
He's not Dame Lillard.
No. Well, by the time. Okay. Here's the thing about that is what this contract is doing is setting the market, right?
Absolutely.
What this is doing is making any team who's going to trade for Dame Lillard right now is going to be like, oh, well, we're getting a steal for Dame Lillard in the last 2 years of the contract because a player who's not nearly as good as Dame, maybe arguably, I don't know, postseason success does have something to say about it.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I guess you could say whether or not, you know, at the point when they both are making $60 million a year, who's going to be the better player is probably going to be Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just totally resets the market, man. That makes that deal not that bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong.
perspective.
Jaylen Brown's a super talented player. The contract's fully guaranteed. The final year does not include a player option, so Boston has team control for all 5 years.
I guarantee
But
you.
I mean, what kind of position does this put Boston in, dude? I mean, they're looking at giving this exact same type of contract to Jason Tatum next year.
I bet it'll be higher.
Oh yeah, it'll be higher next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've already got Kristaps Porzingis on the roster. They're paying him roughly $30 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, I mean, combined between Derek White and Robert Williams, he's also making those two combined are making another $30 million a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you start looking at this and these guys are tapped out, dude.
Yeah. How much did we talk about it in previous episodes about the new CBA?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, and they're pinned, dude. They're all the way to the top.
Well, that's the point. I think it's just like, it's like Golden State. They were in a very similar state. You're like, okay, great. We either try and reset our apron tax, our luxury tax, or we just blow through it and just say screw it.
Yeah,
I think Boston's doing that. They got the continuity.
They're going with the blow through it concept. Yeah. That's for sure.
We have the continuity. We just signed Kristaps Porzingis, which really spaces the floor, really allows Tatum and Brown to work. It's definitely a huge upgrade at the center position for them. A guy who can space the floor, shoot the three, has a little bit of playmaking capability. I think they think right now with the team they have a good shot of going all the way. So
yeah, no, I totally agree.
They're awfully close. But yeah, it breaks down for the first year, which actually doesn't start until next season, which is interesting because that's when they have to pay Tatum. It starts with $52.3 million. Then the following season is $56 million. And then you got 26 to 27, which is $60 million. And then you got the 65 basically, and then the practically $70 million in the last 2 years of that contract.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, $3.4 million contract, all guaranteed.
304 million.
Yeah, it's 3.3734 million is the so yeah, you round it up. Yeah, it's 304 million.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And what if they actually win the midseason tournament?
Hey,
there you go. That's another $500,000.
Another $500,000, man, right in the pocket. So insane. I found an interesting fact. So Jaylen Brown is the first player in the NBA to sign a $300 million contract.
Okay.
In 1996, Juan Howard was the first person to sign a $100 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
2016, Mike Conley signs, former Utah Jazz man Mike Conley signs the first $150 million contract. 2017, Steph Curry breaks it, signs the first $200 million contract. 2023, obviously just today, Jaylen Brown signs the first $300 million contract.
It seems to be escalating exponentially.
Yes, that's true. It's getting up there quite quickly.
Yeah. Wow. That's nuts. That is nuts. So again, what does this mean for Tatum?
I mean, this isn't going to affect Tatum's contract value or anything. He's going to get a max contract. They're going to boatload it. He's going to be willing. They're going to be willing to pay him whatever it takes.
Yeah, no, I think so. And that's the other thing about this is the weirdest part though, is that this is totally still an offloadable contract. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm willing to bet you odds are the likelihood is that he's not going to be on this team.
Yeah.
Long term.
The crazy part is in the next 2 years, I mean, we're going to get to paying players where you're going to be making over $1 million a game. They'll be making $82 million in the season.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Yeah. I mean, I think with like the stats that I watched today show that by the 27-28 season, there'll be players making over $82 million in a season.
especially with how we just jumped from 200 million all the way to 300 million in a matter of what, a couple of years, 3 or 4 years,
6 years.
Okay, well, 6 years. That doesn't sound too bad. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that's crazy. So let's all go ahead and pivot to the news that came out yesterday about Bronny James and how he suffered some type of cardiac arrest at USC's practice at 9 something in the morning. What's your first thoughts on that?
I mean, this is crazy unfortunate. And the weird part is, he was just screened just a few months ago. The report came out that, he was screened several months ago for some pre-NBA stuff, as well as, as well as getting ready for USC. And everything came back normal. So I'm glad to hear the Brownies are right. Kind of a little bit concerning, USC just had the same thing happen last year.
Yeah. Early season practice, and he was just cleared to play this year.
Yeah.
So this kind of really does throw a wrench into the whole, LeBron wanted to play with his kid thing. Let's go ahead and put that to the side table for a second, because let's focus on, the kid and making sure he's healthy. I'm glad that he's no longer at the ICU. He's in stable condition. I don't know if he's been released from the hospital yet. I didn't see any notes on that yet. I believe he's still hospitalized.
So. I think he's still hospitalized.
The fact that he lost consciousness when he collapsed, and the fact that it was reported by 2TMZ, which is a terrible. I hate the fact that I have to quote them as a source. I just hopefully their sports reporting is better than everything else, because man, Anyway, apparently he lost consciousness, and if it wasn't for the fact that they had CPR response from the medical staff there, as well as the proper machinery, not the heart shocking thing, not the one that you cleared, not a defibrillator, something else that allowed a regular heart fibia or regular heart. What's the word? Rhythm. Yes. To keep him going was basically what saved his life.
Yeah.
Which is insane. This happens a lot more. This is a lot more common than a lot of people realize, that these college athletes just drop due to heart issues. And majority of the time they are not prepared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing is if this isn't Bronny James, this isn't even in the news.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean? If it's not Bronny, dude, it's just another college player that had an incident. You might hear about it locally on the campus or something, but it's not going to be national news. It's not going to break on, Bleacher Report like it did for me yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
insane. Yeah, they were interviewing the chief medical officer for the team, for the school, and not the chief medical officer, but the person who was in charge of basically the medical staff there. And he said that he's had to have that conversation with parents of their kids dropping on the court or on the field, and that's it.
That's crazy. Could you imagine being a kid, sending your kid to USC and being like, just so you know, we have had a couple of situations where kids just drop dead not drop dead, but just drop down with cardiac arrest. Like,
yeah.
Maybe not this year.
Yeah, exactly. Like you mentioned, there was somebody on their team that had a similar situation in 2022. We're not doctors, so we're not going to, take guesses on anything.
Right.
But LaMarcus Aldridge actually is something that I wanted to bring up, because he actually played his whole career with a heart issue.
Yeah.
Which was well documented. He had something called Wolff-Parkinson's White syndrome, which is something that is actually very close. I've had very close to me and my family. We've come across this before. But this could either sideline his entire career, it can delay it 18 months, or he could be ready to go. So
yeah,
it all just depends on what he wants to do there, and making sure that he's got a clean bill of health. So here at the DNA Sports Recap, man, we hope he has speedy recovery, and we hope everything's
for sure. We look forward to seeing you on the floor, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got anything else on the NBA?
Oh, that's it, man.
All right, let's go ahead and keep on track here. Let's go ahead and move over to Major League Baseball. So let's talk about, I don't know what just happened there, but we're just gonna the benefits of live.
Can you slide it back to that side?
We'll find out. I don't know what just happened, but we're just gonna go ahead and move this guy back over here. And
perfect.
Yeah, there we go. We're right back where we started. Sure, that works.
It's okay, Darren. No one's watching anyway.
All right. So, okay. Yeah, that's a new one. But yeah, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to send this to myself so I don't have to go that way. But let's go ahead and talk Major League Baseball. First, let's talk about the reason. Have you noticed I'm wearing my Dodgers hat today?
I sure am.
Do you know what happened today?
I have no idea.
So it actually broke last night. But do you remember the episode that you talked about the Red Sox shortstop that made several errors in one game and they basically benched him for a while?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Do you remember that guy's name?
I don't.
His name is Kike Hernandez.
Ooh, Kike. Oh, yeah. I remember Kike.
Yeah, Kike Hernandez.
He was a former Dodgers player, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
He's now returning to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
No way.
Kike's coming home, baby. Kike's coming home. He's probably had his worst career year while he's in Boston over the last 2 years. Basically, not playing well for Boston. But he is legendary here in Dodgertown for Dodgers. So just simply the Game 7 home run against the Atlanta Braves in 2020 that helped push the Dodgers to the World Series that year. And also to mention, he's also one of the former Dodgers who actually put up 3 home runs in a single playoff game in the National League Championship Series. So
freaking crazy, man. That's awesome. Kike's coming home.
That's right. He's, when you look at that, you're like, why would they trade for this guy? But if you look at it, his postseason success is well noted. He also is known to hit lefties pretty well, which is what the Dodgers really need right now is a right-handed bat that can hit lefties. So super excited about that. So
awesome.
Welcome home, Kike.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Look forward to seeing you back in Dodger blue on the bench in your banana suit. Let's see you. Yeah, he actually showed up to batting practice in a banana suit.
So awesome, dude.
Good cat. Like the guy. All right, so we have Major League Baseball trade deadline is coming up. We have it in about a week from now, where the trade deadline for Major League Baseball, and it's a little different than last year. There is no waivers, secondary, like where a team placed you on waivers and somebody else can claim you. That has been gone. That is gone. That is not. That was made kaput with the CBA that they redid a couple of years. So this is it. So a week from now, unless you are already a free agent, you cannot sign with a team going forward for the rest of the season. So this is only the second year they've had that. So yeah, quite interesting.
Yeah. So big question: are the Angels going to move Ohtani?
That is a good question. I'm going to let you go first on that one to talk about where you think he's going to go and what you think is going to. You tell me, what do you think is going to happen with Shohei Ohtani?
My thoughts are they do not move him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think they stand pat, man. As of right now, they're 3.5 games out of the final AL wildcard slot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a tall task to beat out the Red Sox and the Yankees? Yes, of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's your best bet at getting at any chance of trying to convince him to actually come back is if you guys can make a push, make it into the playoffs. Maybe he can play some baseball games that actually mean something as far as playoffs. And it's tough, but it's not impossible, right?
No, you're right.
So, I mean, they keep playing, going like they are. I think they got a chance. I think it's their only chance they have to kind of lure him in to staying with, staying with the Angels.
Yeah. Great position on that. I actually 100% agree with you. I don't think they trade him. It's probably the dumbest move. You're gonna let this guy walk in free agency, and he's gonna go sign with the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Giants. He's probably gonna sign with either the Dodgers or the Giants.
Anyone's gonna give him a contract. He gets to pick where he plays next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think that Artie, the owner of the Angels, is just so stubborn that he doesn't want to be the guy who trades away Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
His own ego is going to get in the way. And exactly your point. They're only 3.5 games out of the final wildcard spot. You missed a team, by the way, that's in their way.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you missed a team that was in their way. I'm not worried about the Red Sox. They're going to be sellers, I think, at the trade deadline. I don't see them making the playoffs. The other team they have to get around is the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's not even a little team to miss.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to have the first spot. Whoever wins the division between Baltimore and the Rays, they're going to have this. Whoever wins the division, the other team's going to have the first spot. Technically, the Red Sox are above the Yankees right now, but you got a bunch of players coming back for the Yankees. I don't see them between the Red Sox and the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to be the ones that are more likely to be in it. But yeah, so it's going to be tough, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very tough. So it's not an easy sell, but exactly your point. If they can see, the funny thing a lot of people don't realize about Shohei Ohtani is he picked there. This wasn't like
right. That was his choice to play for the Angels.
Yeah, it was his choice. He could play anywhere he wanted. He wanted to play on the West Coast. People said that the only reason why he wasn't a Dodgers because they didn't have the DH. So that's the reason why he's not a Dodger. He wanted to be able to DH when he wasn't pitching.
Right.
But he picked there for several reasons. One, they're going to let him do his two-way thing, but he doesn't have to do both pin sessions. He doesn't have to do the dog and pony show with the sponsors and everything like that. He doesn't have to meet with the media nearly as often as all the other players. He gets to live within walking distance of the stadium. He comes in there, he does his treatment, he plays baseball, he goes home. Rinse, repeat over and over and over again. Not every other team and every other market is going to let him do that.
Not a chance.
So they're banking on that, and they're also banking the fact that if they can get him some postseason success, show them that they're willing to that they're building a winner around him.
Yeah,
they feel pretty confident they're going to be able to re-sign Shohei Ohtani.
No, it's huge.
Yeah,
I mean that means everything to a baseball player.
Yeah, $550 million is nothing for Shohei Ohtani. You're probably going to make that back in jersey sales alone.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. I mean, he's got plenty of sponsorship deals to make him money. He's not worried about money. I'm sure Shohei's probably to the point where he wants to win.
I mean, at the team's going to make that contract in jersey sales alone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so whoever signs Shohei is going to basically just be printing whatever they pay him.
Yep.
Back in money. So I don't see that being an issue. But yeah, I think that's funny. We both agree that he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I just don't see Artie training him. He's the most stubborn guy, and the only team the team that has the best farm system for him is going to be the Dodgers, and he refuses to trade with the Dodgers.
Right,
he sees them as their crosstown rival. Which, first of all, you're not a rival. You haven't been legitimate since you won the World Series in 2000, whenever. You haven't even made the playoffs. Trout has had one. He's had 3 postseason at bats in his entire career. Mike Trout.
Right.
You can't consider yourself a rival just because you decide to name your team after the same city that another team with actual success is in. So sorry, Artie, your Angels are not the Dodgers' rival. But yeah, he refuses to trade with them. So it's quite funny. So, but they do have the best that the Dodgers could offer them the most. They got like 10 of the top 100 prospects they could trade for.
Just wait.
Major League.
Just
wait. Hold on.
Why would they just wait? Sign them in the offseason.
Yeah, hold on to your prospects. Sign them in the offseason. You're good to go there for sure.
Yep.
That's the big story as the MLB trade deadline coming up and where we think Shohei Ohtani is going to land. You got anything else on Major League Baseball?
Did you see the Braves triple play?
Yes.
Dude, tell me that was not insane.
Yes. And here's my thing about that. That should not have been a triple play. It should have been ruled a double play with an error, with a base running error. It's not your traditional. Now the Yankees turned a triple play last year where there was a grounder to third, they threw it to second, he stepped to the bag, second, third. That's a triple play. What the Braves got away with was a double play where they got caught in a throwing where somebody was running when they shouldn't have been running, and they got him out. That was a base running error.
Yeah, I mean the ball went into first. Because it was a short blooper. He made a great throw back to first.
Loved that.
Gunned him, and it was short. And he, like the runner, admittedly said, "I took off a little bit early."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, like thinking it was down. And as soon as I realized, he flipped back around, and the throw was on the money back to first.
Yep.
As soon as they threw to first, the runner from second
went
and tagged, and he's now advancing.
Yeah.
And the throw again on the money to tag him out with 2 feet of space left.
Yeah. I mean, I will give him credit. That's an awesome play, but it shouldn't have been ruled. It should have been ruled a double with a base running error. But I
love to see it, dude. First triple play of the 2023 season.
It was a very cool play for sure. The Braves are still the best team in the National League right now. So they're still playing well. Ronald Acuna Jr. is making my Corbin Carroll MVP pick
right
really bad. So but yeah, so Braves are hot, so it should be good to see them get through that division. Okay. You got anything else on baseball?
No, that's it, man.
All right, let's go ahead and move on over. Let's talk a little bit about Major League Soccer. This could be a first for the channel, so let us know.
Don't beat us up on this.
Yes, let us know how you
don't beat us up.
Yeah, let us know how we do in the comments down below when we cover this. But Real Salt Lake, they are unbeaten in 10 matches, meaning they have not lost since May. They are unbeaten since May. And I don't claim.
I think we're obligated to cover this.
Yeah,
I mean, A, we're here in Salt Lake City,
right?
But B, like, this team's hot, dude. This
Very
team's hot.
Very hot. So what's your takeaway, man? What's the big turnaround for the lads? What do you think's going on there?
I mean, this team's being led by Jefferson Severino. I mean, he's played in 18 of these games. He scored 6 goals. He's got 5 assists. Just been out there playing out of his mind. They got a bunch of players. I mean, they've got 3 players on the team that have all scored 4 goals this year, or 4 players on the team that have all scored 4 goals this year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're out there. They're playing. I mean, playing tough. They've out of these 9 games. I mean, they've got a couple ties and stuff, but this is craziness, dude. They just keep on winning.
Yeah, it reminds me when they won the MLS Cup. Their second season in the league, and we're just like, wait, what? This team?
4th season in the league. They
started
in 05. Right. Yep, and they won the Cup in 09.
That's right. Okay. So I think this is just a perfect culmination, man, of the work that they've put in. This team has kind of went through the dog days after the Checkits ownership group stepped away from it and sold the team.
Yeah.
That was dog days for them for almost a full decade there. I think with the new ownership group, they have the rights. They have the right front office crew there. They have the right general manager. They have the right coaching staff. They started really getting some good talent in this team. And I just think it's a nice culmination of continued growth for this team. Now, can they sustain this? Probably not. But my God, it's been a fantastic ride for this team so far.
2 months. 2 months of winning soccer, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure all you hardcore RSL fans out there are just loving watching.
Absolutely.
So
let us know in the comments down below. What is the biggest takeaway that you have from this win streak for the guys out there on the pitch? Tell us what you think has been the key for their success. If we missed it, definitely let us know in the comments.
And also let us know if we need to keep watching some more soccer so we can give you some more content on it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so super excited. I'd love to see where this goes. We'll see where they play in the MLS Cup. I believe there's a couple championships that these 10 games have gone across, like different. They're not all in the same. Yeah,
it's like different tournaments and stuff that they're in.
Yeah.
Again, if you guys know, leave us a comment down below. We appreciate it.
A little bit more research we got to do on that for sure to better understand how that all plays out. But yeah, super excited to cover it. So looking forward to it. You got anything else?
That's what I got, man.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, once again, folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, keep in mind this is available as a podcast. This was our first official live stream of the event. So for all of you, all of our viewers who popped in for a minute and took a look at it, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. The full podcast episode will be available on YouTube underneath playlists labeled podcast. You could also find the audio wherever you find your podcasts.
Absolutely. You're watching on YouTube. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe to it. Keep commenting. We love all the engagement with you guys. It's super fun. Every time we post a video, we love the back and forth on all the comments.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been a live version of the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.